Hi, I'm Stavros. Good morning and welcome to Monaco. Oh yes, guys, the weather, the cars, you're all going to see it in today's video. I'm here for Top Marques 2019 here at the Grimaldi Forum. Oh, this is going to be fantastic today, guys. We have the Radical, the RXC 500 Turbo, the British-built race car for the road. Fantastic car, these. Yeah, so as I say, another hour. It's all going to start. Top Marques 2019. Let's go. Yeah, these guys are just shining up the Radical, the RXC 500, looking fantastic from Monza Garage. Then we move over to this. This is a 100% electric powerboat, the X-Shore Elix 8000, full electric. But yeah, just a few of the exhibits outside. So let's just walk over here because I just want to show you the Brabus car. So this is a limited edition. Yeah, and beside it there they have a boat, which is also a limited edition. So they're only building 28 of these, the Brabus Ultimate E Shadow Edition. It's got 92 horsepower and yes, it's very expensive, guys. It's nearly 50,000 euro. Would you believe that? But this one is actually spec'd up to 54,000 euro. It's got the 18-inch monoblock Y forged alloy wheels. They look fantastic, but it's a very short car. It's only 8.5, less than 8.5 of my feet long, okay? I measured it out there earlier. Very small car. And then we move over to the Brabus. This is the Shadow 500, the speedboat. So let's just have a quick look at this. It's got 250 horsepower, two of them. This is just mental, guys. You want to know how much this is? This is 214,000 euro for this speedboat. And then we have another one over there, the F Jord. Yeah, so you see all sorts in Monaco here. But I just want to move over to this, Zacaria SC. Now this is a very interesting car, guys. It's an F1 car for the road. And this is the builder of this car, Zac Mihailovich.
Very close. You did really well with my last name there. It's a tough one.
Yeah, Zac. So can you tell us all about your creation here? This just looks fantastic. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's, as you said, it's an F1 car, or like an F1 hot rod, we're calling it, that you can actually drive on the road. The idea came about because no one had really done it before. I've made some cars, some movie cars and some other projects, but I'm such a passionate F1 fan, and yeah, you know, sadly now they're turbos, so we're using a Ferrari V12 engine, so they sounded like what they did in their glory days.
So Zac, you've got a Ferrari engine out of an F12?
Yeah, so the 6.3 litre
yeah.
V12, so it sounds incredible. We've got a straight through exhaust system, but some valves, so it runs through a muffler system, so it's quiet for the road. Or if you want to annoy your neighbours, you can open up the valves, and it just sounds incredible.
So Zac, the power to weight ratio would be incredible on this.
It's about 1-to-1. Yeah, it's very close. It's a little bit. It's about 1,000 kilograms and maybe 700 horsepower, but we've built it. You know, 20 to last a lifetime. We're actually got a lifetime guarantee of workmanship on the car, so that's how strong and safe the car is.
And Zac, how long were you building this?
The idea's been in my head since I was a kid, but we're actually in Ireland in a restaurant in Abbeyleix.
In Abbeyleix in Ireland?
And we drew it on a napkin.
What?
Yeah, it was a true story.
So this originated from Ireland?
In Ireland, yeah. We were, I'm trying to think of McAvoy's. It was McAvoy's Steakhouse in Ireland.
All right.
And we drew it on a napkin. This is our next project, is an F1 car. And we've been going really hard on it the last 12 months. So 6 months has been 7 days a week to get this ready for Top Marques. We were actually invited to do the Monaco Grand Prix and do exhibition laps. But unfortunately, we just couldn't get there in the time, and we wanted to get everything perfect, and we weren't gonna unveil it until we were completely happy. But we got there. We literally got there within 5 minutes. We had to be at the airport to fly it out,
Right.
at 8 o'clock on a Friday, and we got there at 5 to 8. Like, that's how close the deadline made it. So and there's no refund on the flights, so we were really pushing it. But
and Zac, what way is it going to work now, getting this homologated for different countries? You know, headlights and all these regulations.
Yeah, so certain countries are obviously less strict, or you know, and we've got to figure out whoever buys the car, what country they're from, and then we meet their road regulations. So there might be certain places the blinkers have to go, or what headlights they need, or what seatbelt usage. But we've built this to the Australian design rules, which are the strictest in the world. So if it meets our design rules, it will meet any other design rules. And worst case, like with the nose comes off. So if it doesn't meet the crumple zone, then we can easily make a new nose, and then they've got two noses that they can use. And the car is interchangeable. So if someone's not happy or wants a different design, we can change it. So it's essentially a safety cell monocoque, your front suspension, and then the engine and gearbox is part of the chassis. So we've given ourselves some allocation to change it as it needs for street registration.
Very good. And Zac, you were telling me as well that you will be putting the number plate on one of the mud guards there. You could
probably
the wheel guards.
Maybe the mud guard, or we could make some sort of bracket here on the front. But it just depends on which country buys it. But I don't think it'll look too bad.
Yeah, but next year, Zac, you'll be driving this in Monaco. We'll see.
I wanted to do it this year, and then Top Marques have stopped test drives because of all the shenanigans
of last year,
and it just wasn't worth the risk. It would have. I mean, it sounds like an old school F1 car, and as much as, you know, probably the residents of Monaco would enjoy that, I don't think the police are too happy.
But Zac, I think it looks fantastic. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to see it on the road.
It doesn't need to be explained, does it? Like, people go, F1 car for the street. It's people just thought that we've brought an F1 car down for the show. So I've hit the mark, I think. Yeah,
they don't realise that this will be hitting the roads. I can't wait.
Yeah, as soon as we get it back to Australia, I'll be home late June. We'll be on the road testing.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So it'll be very exciting.
Zac Mihailovich, thank you very much.
Before you go, will you do me the honour? I've got a helmet here, and I would love you to sign it, and then we're going to auction it off for charity.
Okay.
If you're up for that.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, look at this.
There's Annabelle. Thank you. Okay, let's sign. Sign the helmet, guys. Okay, Zac, thank you very much for showing me around the Zacaria SC. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, we'll be seeing it on the road sometime soon.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Jack, thanks a lot. Cheers. Take care. Okay, guys, let's go around. Plenty more to see around Top Marques 2019. Okay, let's quickly walk through a couple of more stands here. We've got Tesla. They have two models here. They've got the Model X and the Model 3. Let's just have a quick look inside the Model X, just to remind ourselves what these look like on the inside. Yeah, with the big screens. Very nice. Plenty of space in the rear as well. And of course the gull wing doors. Yeah, quite nice on the Model X. So that is standing there at €108,000. So they are quite expensive. If you want something cheaper, go on to the Model 3. So this is coming in at €62,800. So full electric Model 3. But yeah, they are quite bare on the interior, aren't they? But yeah, I still wouldn't mind a spinning one. There you have it, the Model 3. So it's only really just going on sale on Ireland and in the UK. But yeah, that's the Model 3. That's the one with the big waiting list. We have the Bentley Continental by Brabus, Star Tech. And over here we have the G-Class. So this is the G63. Quite nice, isn't it? V8 bi-turbo, 800 horsepower. But yeah, class. Oh, nice smell of leather off it too. I love that new smell. Yeah, the Brabus, the Shadow 800. But then we move across here, we've got the classic Mercedes on the Brabus stand. So this is the W111, the 280 SE with the 3.5 litre engine. Man, the condition of this car. Hoo, hoo, hoo. And then we have the 300 SL for good measure. But, I mean, you could be looking at, what, 1.2 million, maybe, roughly, in this car. Let's just have a quick look inside. Just look at the condition of it, look. It's like it came out of the factory yesterday, like. Look, the luggage in the back. Just fantastic. Great work here on the Brabus stand. And of course we've seen the speedboat outside by Brabus. And the smart car as well. So yeah, we have the AMG GT 4-door coupe, the Brabus 800. Let's just have a look around this car. He had the bonnet opened up earlier on, but he has it closed now. Man, this car looks good. 800 horsepower out of these. Yeah. And the Bentley. Okay, I'm going to move into the next hall. There's some very nice Aston Martins in there. Okay, I'm now on the Aston Martin stand and I'm joined by Simon Croft. So Simon is going to tell us all about the electric Rapide. So Simon, this is a whole new car, whole new concept for Aston Martin?
This is the very first electric Aston Martin. Previously, we've only ever made petrol-driven cars, but we're taking the architecture and the packaging and the space from the Rapide AMR variant that was a 6-litre V12, 8-speed auto-driven Aston Martin, dropping the engine, dropping the torque tube that takes that power from the back of the engine towards the gearbox, dropping the gearbox and replacing it with a bespoke electrical powertrain, battery at the front, batteries in the middle, and 2 electric motors at the back of the car. So it is still a rear-wheel drive car, as are all Aston Martins of the moment. At the front we have the battery power pack, 65 kilowatt hours, equivalent to 615 horsepower, putting out an incredible 950 newton meters of torque. That's the highest torque output of any Aston Martin, more torque than even the Valkyrie engine, the V12 Valkyrie engine as well. The car is capable of 155 miles an hour. It's one of the first cars to feature an 800 volt electrical charging system. So if the customers have an 800 volt charger, they're able to charge their car that much quicker than they would do on a normal lower volt system. 2 electric motors at the back of the car, putting the power down to the road, driving through a single speed gearbox. Like I said, 0 to 60 in about 3.6 seconds, no, 4.2 seconds on this car, and onto a limited top speed of 155 miles an hour. Wow. The car is a limited run. There will only ever be 150 of these, so when they've gone, they've gone. But it shows our step into the world of electric cars and the first ever electric Aston Martin.
950 newton meters, Simon. That's massive.
That's a lot. That's a lot of twisting action going down to those rear wheels.
Yeah. Wow, that's going to be something else. 150 units, guys.
Here we see AMRB 003 and our show car that we first unveiled to the world at the Geneva Motor Show back in March of this year. The car uses a lot of the learning and the knowledge and that bloodline and the DNA from the Valkyrie program, a lot of the, particularly in terms of the aero and the styling of the car. The car features a carbon fibre tub, but a unique carbon fibre tub, so different to that you would find in the Valkyrie. Carbon fibre skin, 2-seater, similar seating concept to that you would see on the Valkyrie, where you literally sit up against the tub. But this time the car is powered by a unique Aston Martin owned, Aston Martin built V6 engine, twin turbo with a hybrid, again, but still producing hypercar levels of performance, hypercar levels of downforce, limited to 500 pieces, and first deliveries start to customers towards the end of 2021.
Brilliant.
And next to the AMRB 003, we have the Aston Martin Vantage, the entry level to the Aston Martin range. Like all Aston Martins though, engine at the front, gearbox at the back, rear wheel drive, powered by a 4-litre V8 twin turbocharged engine, putting out 510 PS, 685 newton meters of torque, 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox at the back, strict 2-seater, 3-speed adaptive damping as well, very aggressive in its looks, very focused sports car setting, wide variety of options that you would expect, enabling the customers to tailor the look and the feel and obviously the sound of their Aston Martin Vantage.
Brilliant. Now, Simon, we move on to something very special here.
So this is the flagship of the mid-engined range for Aston Martin. Here we have DBS Superleggera, but in the case of this one here, we have a very limited edition version, launched only a few days ago. This is celebrating 50 years of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. The only film that featured George Lazenby as James Bond, but the first time George was ever seen on film was driving a green Aston Martin DBS in Portugal. So this is very much an homage to the car that featured in that film. It has a number of unique features that are exclusive to the OHMSS edition car, as we call it. Olive green, the same green that was used on the car in the movie. The wheels are unique, the side stroke is unique, the front grille is unique. Within the interior there's a lot of red flashes, a lot of unique seat trimming items, bright finish tailpipe quad exhausts that are unique, as is a more ivory coloured sort of retro styled wings badge on the rear deck lid as well. Limited to 50 pieces, 50 cars celebrating 50 years. Powered by a 5.2 litre V12 twin turbo engine, putting out 715 horsepower, 900 newton meters of torque, 3-stage adaptive damping, carbon fiber ceramic brakes. Very aggressive car, huge amounts of performance, but still a super GT car with it. And again, a very unique looking car celebrating Aston Martin's ongoing relationship with the Bond film franchise.
And Simon, some people will see the bonnet, it doesn't have the Superleggera badges on it.
So, Superleggera badges are a delete option here. On this particular car for us, we just wanted to keep the car as pure and clean as we can, but obviously the car is fully known as DBS Superleggera Coupe.
Fantastic, I love it. I love that colour. Simon Croft from Aston Martin, thank you so much.
Thank you, not a problem.
Cheers. Okay, here on the Ferrari stand we have the 488 Pista. Yeah, around 710 horsepower from the Pista, looking good. But look at this, oh yes, now you're talking the business. So this is the Ferrari FXXK Evo, based on the LaFerrari of course. So yeah, you'd have around 1000 horsepower from these. Let's just have a quick look around. Look at this big huge wing at the back. This thing is just nuts. Crazy stuff. Great to see it here today. Then we move on to the Portofino. So even though this is more or less the entry level into the Ferrari range, it still sits here at a 230,000 euro. So yeah, still very expensive, the Portofino. And then we move on to the GTC 4 Lusso. Very handy for carrying your golf clubs in the back with the fold down rear seats. We have this chocolate brown interior, which I'm not too sure about, but there you go. Okay, let's check out the Porsche Cayenne Turbo. Nice update to the rear of them, quite nice. Then just move quickly back here, we have the new Porsche, the 911 Carrera S. Now, what do you guys think of these new Porsches? I think they look pretty good, the new 992. This one sits at 164,000 euro. They're huge money, aren't they? But quite nice, aren't they? With the brake light built in there. And the Porsche lettering there. Nicely done. Yeah. I do like them. Yeah. Now you see the door handles there, the way they're all flush now. Yeah. Okay, just a quick look at the Carrera 4S. And then we move on to the Audi RS4. Yeah, quite a powerful car, but is it a supercar? No, it's not. What's it doing here? And then we move on to the Audi e-tron. This is your all-electric Audi. So to go into competition with the Mercedes EQC. So this is the 55 Quattro. It's not open, so I can't show you inside, but let's just have a quick look at the front here. Yeah, it's not bad, the styling on this. And then over to my left, we have a Lamborghini Huracan Spider. Okay, I'm now joined by Jean-Luc. He's on the Shelby stand. So Jean, can you tell us what you have here this year?
Yeah, good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for your interest in our Shelby products. We have quite a nice display, this Top Marques Monaco this year. Aaron Shelby is not with us, but he is with us with his spirit. So, first thing I would like to introduce to you is our brand new here Shelby Cobra 427 with a 7-liter engine with 550 horsepower. This is a continuation car, exactly made as the specification of what Carroll Shelby invented in 1965. So it's exactly the same specs, made on a tube chassis of 4 inches diameter, same suspension of double triangle with a shock absorber and spring together. This suspension was designed at that time by the first computer of Ford Motor Company. We have a wonderful engine, 7-liter big block full aluminum.
Very nice.
A very nice one.
Yeah.
The only thing which are modernized compared to the 60s are the brakes, which are now the 4 calipers, the 4 piston calipers. The cooling system with aluminum radiator and an electric fan, and the gearbox, which is a Tremec TKO 600 with 5 gears. Otherwise, the car is exactly the same specification as it was in the 60s.
Wow.
We brought another one here, a wonderful GT40.
Yes.
GT40 with what we call the wide body. It is the specification of the car of Jackie X at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1969. So it's exactly the same shape, exactly the same specification. 95% of the parts are interchangeable with the car of the 60s. Exactly the same.
Wow, it looks fantastic.
So it is equipped with this device, which is called the Gurney bubble, because Dan Gurney was as tall as I am, and he cannot fit in the car at that time. So they invented the bubble in order to give the possibility to Dan Gurney to drive the car actually with his helmet, and it's called the Gurney bubble.
Yeah.
The association of colors is quite unusual as well.
Wow.
with the Gulf blue, but not with the Gulf orange. The owner of this car has preferred to choose the Wimbledon white for the stripes, which gives the car something really cute for such an aggressive car.
Yeah.
So what we have as well, so you know that Shelby still exists, and Shelby still exists. Sorry, gentlemen. So you
This
know
is
that Shelby still exists and still producing cars, still producing extraordinary cars.
Yeah.
So you have here an F-150, the Shelby F-150, with no less than 755 horsepower. That's huge. Perfect for the street of Monaco.
Yes.
So many thanks for your interest. It was a pleasure to talk to you, and see you next year for another great Shelby stand. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Thanks, Jean-Luc. Okay, I'm now joined by Courtney Wheatley. He's going to show us all around the Azeris Furax. So, Courtney, this is your brand new creation.
It is. We have a company. There's only 4 or 5 of us in the company, and our CEO, he's only in his mid-30s, is not here at the moment, but he is the one really responsible for this creation. And he and his father had this idea, this concept of combining design and artwork with a very functional, powerful vehicle, just to demonstrate the design of what you can incorporate into a vehicle, but yet be very forward-looking, rather than just producing a run-of-the-mill type of off-road or on-road vehicle. What we've come up with is a vehicle that is also an art piece, as many people have commented on. And you'll notice the shape of the vehicle. That was really taken by our designer, who because it's taken from the shape of water splashing. So he studied water splashing, and part of the basic reason for starting with water is that it is a fluid drive system. We have a BMW motorbike engine, which could be a battery. All we need is a power source to drive our unique pump design. The pump pumps fluid. It can be oil or it can be water through the channels in the chassis down through what we call our DNA arms, which rest in the rocker, and feeds fluid into the motor, the motor drives the wheel, then the fluid returns back into the system. So there is no transmission, there is no differential or axles or springs or tail shafts. It is just empty there, so we have a lot of available space. The engine can be sited wherever you may want to put it because we're not constricted by a transmission system.
And Zac, you can have this 6-wheel drive.
Oh yes. We the next one will be a 6-wheel, and we have just started out with this as our first prototype, just to demonstrate the concept of it. It's a perfect working order, and but it will progress onto 6-wheel drives.
Yeah, it looks very unusual.
And it is, and this fluid look runs all the way through it. One thing about the Azeris is that it's highly customisable. In other words, you can have not only what colour you like, you can have a full canopy, you have full protection, you can have a windscreen. This very unique headlight design we had to search the world to find someone who could actually manufacture that. It's very difficult. Typical of a customisation, we could have that done in Swarovski, for instance. And we've discussed with people the option of having diamond coated also as an option. So our price range at the moment, it's based on rarity because this is the only one in existence, and so we would have a base price on this of around €250,000.
Right.
But we've had discussions up to €1 million with certain people who wish to have an absolutely unique vehicle that no one else has. They like the exclusivity of it. Yeah. What really stands out is the fact that it's a piece of artwork, but it's also a very utilitarian. It has a very functional, but what is most outstanding is that it's exclusive. There's nothing else in the world like it, and that seems to be of great appeal to quite a few people that we've spoken to, which was a bit of a surprise to us. This wasn't what we were expecting. So we've been urged constantly by people who are speaking to us to take it to Dubai Motor Show, because they all say, well, you know, the locals over there, the Arabian people, just love getting out on the desert in their hot cars, etc. And this was actually really built as an off-road vehicle, and the suspension that it has is designed to smooth out all the rough, which it does very efficiently, as it does in the Mars rover. Only this is a bit more sophisticated. It does it a lot better because we have this wheel drive system. We've had a terrific, unbelievable reception here. And we've come from Australia, not even knowing about the Top Marques show, but we got an invitation from Top Marques because they saw our website that we put up. They saw the image of the Azeris, and they contacted us and says, we'd love you to be part of our show. And so here we are from Australia.
Yeah, so that's
thank
great.
You for the interview.
Courtney, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
There you have it, guys. the Azeris Furax. Check it out. Okay, so it's getting a bit quiet here at the moment in Top Marques. A lot of the people have gone, but yeah, it gives us more space around the McLaren stand. So we have the 720S Spider with its 4-litre V8, 710 horsepower. Always a very nice car, the 720S. And then we move on to the new McLaren GT. So I've not seen one of these before. This is my first time seeing one in the flesh. Also shares the 4-litre V8 with the 720S, only it's been detuned in this to 610 horsepower. But I love that golf bag in the back. So let's have a quick look inside. It's almost like the 720S inside, but have a look at the styling on the front. Yeah, I still like it. I wouldn't have it in this colour though. Not really too fond of the gold. And then we have the AMG GT63S 4-door coupe. So can I squeeze through there? And we can have a look at the new EQC, the 400. So this is the all-electric Mercedes that is going into competition with the Audi e-tron. So there's people inside it there, but can we get a quick look? Let's have a look. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, with the 2 digital screens. Let's have a look at the light bar there on the front, going right across. Yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't mind a spin in one of these either. See what they're like on the road. Then we move over to the Ford GT with its 3.5-litre V6. Yeah, so 647 horsepower from these. Wicked car. And then you have the Rolls-Royce Wraith, and over there the Cullinan. But yeah, there was crowds of people around here earlier on. You couldn't even move in the place, but it has gotten a small bit quieter. And then of course we move on to the Chiron, the Sport. So yeah, 1479 horsepower from the W16 8-litre. Just an incredible car, these. Just the engineering behind them. And I love that colour too, really nice. Okay guys, that just about wraps us up for Top Marques 2019 here at the Grimaldi Forum in Monaco. What a fantastic show. You always see some new marques and new models every year at Top Marques. It's great. But the variety, and what do you think of my cap from Falcon? Nice, thanks guys. But yeah, I'm on my way out now to go around the streets and see what I can spot driving around, because while it's all nice looking at static cars on show, it's always great to see them on the move. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow, yeah. And if you see no video tomorrow, that means it was very quiet and there was not much to see. Anyway guys, I'll chat to you all again then. Take care and thanks for watching. Cheers! Guys, there's always one. Somebody's alarms after going off. Oh no. Okay, so I'm now joined by Courtney Wheatley. He is... One sec. Here we go again, guys.